Hi everybody, it's Chris at the Cloverdale Transit Authority, and this is all the shit I bought at York. This video has been sponsored by Beltline Hobbies and by the Canfield and Wooster train shows, February 14th, 2026 and March 14th, 2026. So first, let me reiterate, this is the first York train show that I've ever attended. My dad and I have talked about going there for 35 years, and so I finally talked him into going. So he and my stepmom Barb, we went, and it was totally amazing. If you've never been to this train show, it's one of the largest train shows in the United States, 7 buildings, and really amazing. Also, the thing that I really liked was going there to meet so many people that I've talked to over the internet, through the Cloverdale Transit Authority Instagram account or through YouTube and other YouTubers. So I had a great time meeting especially all the guys that I know from Three Rails, Four Dads podcast, Ray and Dell and Art and Mike. And we had a lot of fun when we got a chance to hang out together and kind of go shopping together. So this is just a real kind of quick video. I'm kind of late to the haul video stuff, making a video of the stuff I hauled out of the train show at York. It seems like everybody was making one of these, the day after the show. And again, I was there, Thursday, Friday, and left on Saturday. But, with a kitchen remodel and work and everything, I just didn't have time to do it. So it's kind of like the last person to make a York haul video, turn off the lights, and that apparently is me. So anyway, let's kind of talk about some of the stuff I found. And it's a larger list than I normally have for a train show, but I took the advice watching a video, I think last year, that Art from Art's Model Trains did, where he talked a little bit about a good way to do one of these shows is first off to create a wish list. And you saw the previous video I did was a wish list video, and I'll link that at the end of this video if you didn't get a chance to watch it. And then set yourself a budget. And so I did both of those things. And I will tell you that I found everything that I was looking for on that wish list at this show. I mean, really, if you can't find what you're looking for at the York show, you're not trying. And then I found a few things that I hadn't expected to find. Usually I walk into a train show and it's kind of like, all right, let's see. Ooh, did that come out on camera? That really hurt. Let's see what we can find here. And this was a totally different approach. So I only missed one thing, or couldn't find the one thing, which I've since bought from somebody on eBay, just a little component for the scenery here on the layout. And then again, there were a few things that I bought that I hadn't planned on buying. So therefore, I have a written list. So let's start off with what I'm calling sundries, meaning various things, mostly scenery stuff for the railroad. First, Dell and I were walking around and looking through one of the halls, and I only got through 5 of the buildings. I didn't get through all 7. So I walked into the blue hall, and there was a guy who had a great selection of die-cast vehicles for O-gauge or O-scale, whatever. And I saw this sky blue Chevy Nomad station wagon. I thought, wow, that really looks cool. So snapped that up. Easy find, but I've never seen that one. And I love the color. I knew exactly where it was going to go on the layout. And then also I found, for $5, I found this Santa Fe Super Chief enamel sign. Not one of those tin signs, but it's enameled sign, and that goes up, going up our stairs to upstairs. We've got a sort of a railroad art and artifact section up there. So that was another thing that I really wasn't looking for, and I just walked by, and I got it for $5. The guy said, make me an offer. I said, $5? He goes, sold. So, and also got some woodland scenic supplies. I got some grass that I can use from different spots, and some sort of dirty gravel that I can use. And then also, I've been making my own glue, watered down Elmer's glue, and I haven't been totally happy with it. So I decided I was going to buy a bottle of Woodland Scenics glue to see how that works. Does that work better? Am I better to buy that stuff than to make my own? We'll see. I'll let you know. Also, there was and I don't know if it's pronounced artista, but there was an area that had all of these artista figures, and they're all hand painted. Pewter figures, and this was what was on my wish list. And I got a railroad crewman. Got him, and he was just in the right position where he's kind of hanging off of could be hanging off of a piece of rolling stock or the front of a locomotive. So he looks really great on there. Also got a platform station master that I wanted to put on the railroad platform, because I've got a bunch of people there waiting to get on the train, but I don't have somebody working there. So I found that. And then also I found these 3 dogs, and I repainted them so they're all black. And this is to honor our dogs that we've had over the last, really 15 years. Betsy passed away probably about 16 years ago, maybe 17 years ago. She was like 16, 17 years old. And then Ike and Mamie, brother and sister Lab, who we lost over the last couple of years, and they were 14 and 15. But I wanted to have them front and center on the railroad represented. So I was looking for something I could use to make that happen. Also picked up a t-shirt. A guy was selling great t-shirts. I've seen these before, for this one for Pennsylvania Railroad in the Brunswick green with the gold stripes, very GG1-esque. So of course that's one of my favorite locomotives, so I had to have that. And then also another thing that I have always looked for, because I have a number of railroad artifacts throughout the house, and I don't know if you can see it back there, but I'll show a picture of it. It's a railroad switch lantern. It's from the 1930s, and totally complete, in beautiful condition. All the lenses are there, and actually the burner inside is very clean, even still has the original globe on it. I took that out, and then I wired in just a light that you put a light bulb in, plugged it in so that it lights up when we're here in the train room. So that was, usually I see these, they're very, very expensive. The price he had on it was already amazing. And then I made him an even lower price, and he's like, yeah, absolutely. I think he didn't want to take all these home with him, because it is very, very heavy. And then the last sundry item I picked up was, I was looking for a forklift that could be a period forklift for the 1940s, 1950s. And I found one in a Woodland Scenics set that I've used the figures throughout the train layout. But this one is inside the little service building, the railroad scrapyard, and I kind of aged it up a little bit and put it in there, and it really looks like it could be, from that time period. They still use forklifts that are, decades old. But then I see some modern industrial forklifts. So I saw that in there, and I said, hey, I just want that forklift, but I'll grab the set, and I've been able to use those for other locations throughout the train layout. So that was our list of sundries. And then we got to move on to rolling stock. So the first thing I found was, I bought at the Canfield train show earlier in October. I had bought a Santa Fe, post-war Santa Fe diesel, really great price, and I don't have an original one of those. Well, I do now, but that was just that. It was the diesel, and it's the single engine version of that from, I think, 1954. But I wanted to look and see if I could find the B unit, the power car. And everything I saw out there, and there was a lot of post-war stuff in all these different buildings. The Orange Hall was mostly new stuff, but I concentrated especially the first couple of days on the the Silver Hall and the Blue Hall, and that's where all the stuff that I like is at. And so I did find a power car that wasn't matched up with a set, because everything else was matched up with a set. And I found it, for $30. And I reached out and I put my hand on it right away and bought it. And there was a guy standing next to me that if I had let it go or walked away, he was going to buy it. That's what he was looking for too. So now I've got the B unit for that. That's great. The Alaskan Railroad, I talked a little bit about. I was building an Alaskan Railroad consist, and I did find 2 cars for that. There was a guy who had a bunch, but I went on the last day, went over there and grabbed the couple that I liked that he had. He had a gondola with some cargo in it, and then also had an Alaska Railroad caboose, and that's a lit caboose, so that works out really, really well. Also, one of the buildings I went to that had layouts in it, but also was selling some stuff. I walked up and there was a Weaver hand-weathered C&O boxcar, and I thought, wow. And I mean, the guy wanted $20 for it, and I thought, of course, I love Ohio railroads, but I having a weathered car for $20, I mean, that was crazy. So, but yeah, so those were the rolling stock, was that power car, the couple Alaskan Railroad cars, and the C&O weathered box car. Those were the things. I mean, I always think that I'm always going to be able to pick up, box cars. It's no big deal. I did see a Krispy Kreme box car. He wanted way too much money for it. It was, everything I bought was in the box. But the oldest Krispy Kreme in the United States is around the corner from my house. So I thought, oh, that'd be cool. But I mean, he wanted a lot of money for it. I'm not sure exactly why. But I decided to pass on that. So, trying to read my handwriting on this. Okay. So we're going to move on to the locomotives. I did, again, on my wish list. By the way, that signal light, that was another thing that was not on my wish list. It was just like, oh, great, I love these, and this is a great price. But moving on to the locos, I had put on there that I was looking for a Lion Chief or Lion Chief Plus Mikado. But if I didn't find that, I would go with an Alaskan Railroad diesel or something. And it turns out I ended up getting such a great deal, I bought both of those. So that was great. But first, when I first got there, matter of fact, my dad and my stepmom hadn't even arrived, and I'm already going through some of the buildings. And when I happened to go to a booth, and I looked down, and my wife loves pre-war Lionel, the tin stuff, and I saw a Red Comet set, the Commodore Vanderbilt from 1935. Walked to the other side of the table, and I came back and I said, hey, I'm going to make an offer on this, and somebody bought it. In the 30 seconds that I walked to the other side of the table, somebody bought it. So let this be a lesson to everybody. But then I looked, and there was a Lionel 1700E, a kind of a Yankee flyer, all there, not in that bad a shape. He said it ran, and so I decided to pick that up for my wife. And brought it home and cleaned it up, and it runs and all that stuff. But there's more on this Red Comet thing to tell you in a minute to close this video out. So anyway, the guy that had the Alaskan Railroad cars also had, sitting right here, had Alaska Railroad RS3 from 2003, and it was brand new in the box, has never been run. And I couldn't believe, I said, well, what's wrong with this? Because the price he was asking, I thought, is there something missing? Is it broken? He goes, no, I just got it in a collection, and I just want to kind of get rid of that. So that was the backup locomotive that I was looking for, and ended up getting that because it was a really incredible price. All right, and then the thing I really wanted to find, the star of the show, was a Lion Chief or a Lion Chief Plus Mikado. Reason being is when we went to the White Pass and Yukon Railroad in Alaska, one of the locomotives they were using to pull some of their consists was an original Mikado. And I always loved those anyway. So I looked around, and I went to all the big dealers, and everybody had Legacy or, all the new fancy stuff, Vision line. Nobody had any, very, very little Lion Chief stuff. And if they did, it was a diesel. And I thought, boy, I'm so far behind the curve on this stuff that I'm looking for something that's already out of date. And so I was kind of in a bit of a mood over that. Walked by a big dealer, looked down, and there it was. Lion Chief Plus Mikado, used, but in the box, had the remote. And because it doesn't have Bluetooth, it's from 2013, doesn't have Bluetooth, but it had the remote. That's what you need to run it. And it said, it works, everything's good. And again, the pricing, I was willing to pay, I kind of figured what I was going to pay for a Lion Chief Plus locomotive, steam locomotive in the tender. And it was half of that. I was shocked. That's why I didn't feel so bad about already buying the RS3 for Alaska Railroad. So I picked that up, they packed it up, and it was great. I brought it home, worked great. However, it did work. Everything works great. The fan for the smoke burned out after about, a day running it. But Kyle at Beltline Hobbies, he has one of those on order. He said, yeah, easy fix. Just pop it out, pop the new one in, and we're good to go. That's a part that does burn out. That smoke fluid gets down in there, and it kind of gums those up. I was really surprised that it worked at all, frankly. I figured it was pretty easy fix, and it is. So I have a 1936 locomotive that I cleaned the motor and oiled it up, and it ran just fine. And I have a 2013 locomotive that's got a part that's burnt out on it. So, that's how it goes. But anyway, so that's kind of what I got at York, and was really happy with all of that stuff. Again, the best part for the show for me was getting together with all the people that I had met and I had watched on YouTube, and I've talked to on the phone and emailed and messaged back and forth. That was really a great experience, and we're so excited about York. We've already got our rooms booked for the spring show in April. But I did mention something about the Red Comet that I'll leave here at the end for you, is that on Sunday there was a train show here in my area in Ohio. I was trained out. I was so wired after seeing all of this stuff that I was exhausted. But my dad and my stepmom went, and I was like, oh, good luck to you, And the very last table, they were walking by as they're leaving the show. There is a Red Comet set on the table for pretty much the same amount that they were asking for at York. And they got that for us as an early Christmas gift. So the Red Comet did come home with us. But anyway, so yeah, if you haven't had a chance to go to York and you're a model train person, I would highly recommend doing that. I'm a member of the TCA, so Thursday is a member day. And members only, and Friday and Saturday is open to the general public. But anyway, so I'm excited about this stuff. Oh, and I did want to mention one last thing. Thank you to Mike from Datified and Secondhand Overland for the great gift of the Secondhand Overland Datified Union Pacific caboose. It's awesome. Looks great up there running with my pumpkin train car, which was also another gift from my dad and Barb for the train show, which was a lot of fun. And so thanks to Mike for that. I really, really like that. It looks great on the layout. And so I'll close out with asking you, if you like this video, if you like seeing the kind of content I put up, please consider clicking a like on the video, and please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also click the little bell, and that'll let you know when we put new stuff out. And comment on that. Did you go to York? What did you get? What was the top thing that you got? Put a comment in there. What's your thoughts about going to train shows? Are you interested in going to York? And what might you be looking for if you went to a big train show like that? So anyway, thanks again for watching, and we will see you on the next video.